What's up, everyone? This is Zach from Dayseeker and No Sleeper, and you are listening to a Vulgar Display of Podcast.
Killed
Great
it.
name.
Hell yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We're here on the Vulgar Display of Podcast. I'm not the Mox. My name's Alan, and I'm filling in for him, though. We got Dale, we got Twan. What's up, guys?
What's up? What's up?
And we're joined by Zach from Dayseeker and No Sleeper.
What's going on, y'all?
Not much. Glad to have you, buddy. Thank you.
It's cold. That's
yes.
that's for sure. You're out in LA, though, so it's probably not too cold there, right?
Yeah, no, I'm in Alaska. It's freezing. What do you mean?
Well, shit.
We needed that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't want to make you guys feel too bad.
Right.
Yeah, it might be colder there, actually. So, hey, Dayseeker, that sixth studio album, Creature in the Black Night, that came out back in, what, October, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's out now. And, well, this was your first album with the band. How does it feel to, be a part of this project and, put out this album and go into this new era?
Man, it's been so fun. It was nerve-wracking, right? Because, I joined during the Dark Sun era, but I didn't really get to have a hand in, the album was pretty much finished when I had joined. And so going into Creature, I was like, I don't want to disrespect what this band is built. I don't want to make it like the Zac Mayfield show. And so I'm just going to play some basic drums. I'm just going to do some 4 on the floor, keep it simple. We get into the studio and they're like, wait, no, that's not why we brought you here. We want you to do your thing, man. Do some cool stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, let's do it. And so we really did have a blast in the studio, just kind of doing whatever. It was of course we want the album to do well, and of course we want to market it or X, Y, or Z, but it was almost like a who cares if you think it's cool, then run with it. And having that encouragement in that situation really made me feel awesome.
Yeah, well, 6 albums in, I feel like this band is at the point where really, like you said, you just do whatever you want, make it fun and enjoy it.
Yeah, we wanted, like I said, we wanted to respect the music that we had done before, but it's what if we took Sleep Talk and Dark Sun and kind of smashed them together and added some techier breakdown stuff? Because I think that's something that they didn't really explore too much in their past. You saw some of it with songs like Gates of Ivory or whatever off of Sleep Talk, but they really didn't lean into the heavy technical syncopated breakdown stuff that much. And so it was fun being in the studio and watching the guys kind of headbang when the breakdown comes in, oh shit, let's go.
And so there's always been, kind of these synthesizer elements, though, and these electronic elements and keyboards and stuff. How does, part of being a drummer, though, I'd imagine you got to, the stuff that you're writing has to kind of fit in with that, though, right?
Yeah, that was a kind of a learning curve for me, because a lot of our stuff is based off of like Depeche Mode or Flock of Seagulls or these old these older bands where the snare and the bass drum hit at the same exact time, and it's all done on a computer, so they're perfectly aligned. And then I would try to emulate those electronic parts live with real playing, and if my foot is just a slight hair faster than my hand, now I'm flamming. Now it sounds like shit. And so coming from a sleeper where it's we're just playing 16th notes all the time, it's it's super fast double bass, and it's if I miss one note with that band, you kind of don't notice because there's 1,000 other notes after it. But with Dayseeker, it's some of the stuff off Dark Sun was almost written it's almost unnatural, the way everything punches at the exact same time. It's almost like I don't know that a drummer would naturally want to play that. And so I really had to go and go to the woodshed and practice and make sure I'm not flaming, my hands are tight, all these little things that I kind of wasn't paying attention to are now super important. Because it's like you said, there's all these electronic elements, and when the computer's not going to mess up, right? The computer's going to play it perfectly every time.
Yeah.
So now it's up to me to be as perfect as the computer, which is ridiculous, but we do our best.
For sure. So, there's kind of this reoccurring horror / spooky sort of vibe with this new album, Creature in the Black Night, and you've got the Grim Reaper on the album. I don't know that it's not necessarily a concept album, but and I don't know how much, if any, input you had when it came to lyrics, but was that just like a central theme that you meant to write everything around, or how did that sort of idea come about?
Yeah, I think this is the closest thing to a concept album that we've done. But it's like we didn't want to do another album that was just like let's make everyone cry again. It's like when we finished, when we finished Dark Sun, it was like we were really proud of it, and it was cathartic for Rory because he lost his father and everything. But when we listened to it, we're like, dang, this is kind of like slow. Not that slow is bad, but we're like, what if we pick it up for the next album? What if we do? Because I think people were expecting more of like the slow, drony stuff, which is cool, but we wanted to do something different. We were like, no, like we're all like, we all care a lot about our instruments. We all practice. We'd like to think we're decent musicians. Like, what if we kind of show off some chops and do some darker, heavier stuff? I mean, like, look at Sleep Token and Bad Omens and all these bands that like they kind of build this atmosphere of like this darker undertone, moody thing. And we're big fans of that. And so we were like, why are we writing song? Like, what if we just wrote stuff that we thought was cool? Right. And it's like, we don't need to write Sleep Talk again. It's already been written. If you don't like the new stuff, you can go listen to the old stuff. It's still there. But we had to try something different. And we just like when we're warming up in the green room, we're listening to like Era and all these like Make Them Suffer and all this heavy stuff. And like we're like, well, why don't we like this? Why don't we do some of it? Like, what are we afraid of?
Yeah, and you mentioned kind of the atmosphere of it all. Like a lot of these songs, they're very, cinematic, I guess you could say. It feels like it's just right out of a movie soundtrack,
Yeah, that was, we wanted to do something that sounded big and sounded theatrical, excuse me, without actually being theatrical, if that makes sense.
I think so.
So, speaking of the studio, we hear that Oh Sleeper is back in the studio.
Yes, sir. I just got back from Virginia.
Hell yes. Working with, is this correct, Andreas Magnusson, who was with Hates the Day, a band that Twan loves, Black Dahlia Murder, and the local boys, Calico System, have all worked with. How has that process been, and what's it like recording the new album with Oh Sleeper?
Andreas is like he's like the unofficial like fifth member, or it's we couldn't imagine doing an album without him, because he's also the guy that will be like, we'll go into the studio and we'll have some crazy part, and he'll just tell us straight up, guys, that doesn't sound good, and like
which is
we
nice.
need that, like we need someone to like dial it back, because we'll just go off into Narnia if we're allowed to do it. Right. So it's nice to have someone that like has that ear for that. He's also like a big fan of like Nine Inch Nails and like these older, darker, vibier things, and a lot of the electronic stuff that Oh Sleeper has done comes from him. So he's awesome. He's just got a good ear. He's a drummer too. So Perfect. It's nice to go into the studio and like we can kind of speak the same language, right? Like some people don't get it. So I'll be like, no, we need to do the fill here, and it needs to go boop boop bop boop, and it's like they have no idea. But he's like, no, yes, it does need boop boop bop boop. You're exactly right. It's like, okay, cool.
Like you said, it's like a totally different language that no one can relate to.
Exactly.
Like, they're just in their own world over there.
No, I sound like a psychopath talking to normal people about it.
So is there any kind of time frame on when we might be getting some of that?
Yeah, so the whole thing's recorded. We need to mixing and mastering, that'll take a little bit. So hopefully we'll have a single out in a couple months, and then the album will come out by the end of the year, I would imagine.
And then you're gonna
don't quote me on that.
And then you're gonna do some touring, right?
Oh man, I mean, hey, I'm ready. That's up to them. No, we want to make it to where like it's a special thing. We really like we're
not just another album cycle, but
exactly. Because we're like, let's be real about it. Like, we're not going to become the Beatles. We're not going to have this like crazy rise into stardom out of nowhere.
Sure.
And so it's like, well, why are we doing it? What are we here for? And it's like, after all these years, we still really care about the project. And also people haven't given up on us. Like we tell people we're working on an album and they get excited. And it's like,
absolutely.
Oh, wow. I didn't think you guys would still give a shit after, cause it takes us 6 years to do anything.
Yeah.
Right. But I think that's why people do give a shit, is because it's been 6 years. So, it's like, people have been, they've waiting and listening to what's already out there, and they're eager for more,
Right.
Yeah. And it's kind of a catch-22 where it's like, I think the way that the industry is set up right now, you're very much encouraged to put out a single every month, right? It's like it's almost like albums are kind of like obsolete these days. Right. But we can't do that. We can't just pump out song after song after song. It takes these things take time, effort, and energy. And so when we do it, we want to make sure that we do it right. We want to make sure that we respect like the fans that have waited long to see it or whatever. So yeah, we'll definitely do some Texas shows, probably some like light Southern East Coast tours, nothing longer than a week, just because of how their lives are set up right now. But no, we definitely want to like show off the new music.
Yeah. Well, I guess we got to take a road trip, boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, come on down.
Yeah.
So, Zac, speaking of touring and tour cycles, this Dayseeker tour cycle has been crazy since the album dropped. We're also very excited on May 15th. We're going to see you guys in the pageant here in St. Louis.
Oh, cool.
So that's an awesome lineup. Northlane, man, that's an incredible band going on with you guys.
I'm so excited about that. I was just talking on, I did an interview right before this. And when I first moved to LA about 8 years ago, my roommate at the time introduced me to Northlane. I'd never even heard of them. And he showed me a song and I was like, wait, what the heck? We stayed up till like 2:00 in the morning watching Northlane live videos, music videos, anything we could find about Northlane. I was a fan. I was hooked.
Isn't that great?
And now we fast forward to now and it's like, they're on our tour. Like what? I'm like a kid in the candy shop. I get to watch this drummer every night. He's phenomenal. This is going to be great. I'm freaking stoked about it.
Have you told them that about the 2 a.m. night?
No, I'll probably keep that to myself.
Yeah.
you can't gas up the ego too much.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Well, and you got Windwalkers. They're getting up there too.
Oh yeah, awesome band.
And admittedly, I'm not familiar with this one, but Say Six, I have heard good things about them. I don't know any of their music, to be honest, but I'm sure it'll be a good show.
Yeah, I heard that. I might be wrong here, but I thought it was Saatchi, like Versace.
That very well could be.
Which is, I don't sure. But no, we checked. That was Rory actually found that band. He's pretty good at finding like smaller, really cool up and coming bands. And they just have they kind of have like a Deftones, like darker, moody kind of thing. It's really, really cool.
Yeah. No, and that's cool though when like a bigger band like yourself can take out one of these smaller up and coming bands. I'm sure they appreciate that a lot.
For sure.
I think it makes a cool experience for the people that come to the show too. I think a lot of bands are like, no, we should be able to sell out the tour by ourselves. And it's like, if you can do that, cool, but we're not all Sleep Token, right? So like when you add these like kind of lesser known things, it's almost like you're curating a playlist for people to come see live.
Yeah.
And it's like, we always try to take out bands that like maybe there's other bands that like have better numbers or they pull more people or whatever, but we'd rather curate something special and unique than just, hey, let's spreadsheet the tour out and we'll do everything that makes like, I don't like the spreadsheet. I think you can like over calculate things and kind of suck the life out of it. And it's like, we're in a position where it's like, I'm not like poor, but I'm not driving a Ferrari. Right. So it's like, we're in this nice little pocket where we can bring some like more obscure bands out and it won't really hurt the bottom line. And it also makes it a cooler experience for the people coming to watch the show. And I think that's like a win-win.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I'm sure some of our favorite bands have been either in that position before, we've gone to shows and the openers, absolutely blown everyone else away. So yeah,
absolutely. And then you become a fan forever.
Right.
Yep. And it keeps you on your toes too. Cause it's like, we're the headliner band. So I don't want to get blown out by the 2 spot or whatever the heck. So it's like, we gotta, when we bring out these amazing bands, it's like we brought out like Thornhill and Holding Absence. And it's like, these guys are monster musicians. Like, and it's like, we would watch that and be like, oh shit, we have to play after them. Like we gotta lock in, boys.
Yeah.
Well, so we're talking about these openers, but what can people expect out of your set? Say they've never seen a Dayseeker show before. What's there to see?
Grown men crying.
I'm sold.
Yeah, we're all there.
I act tough, but yeah, I love a good cry.
No, dude, it's so cool when like we'll see these guys and they're all jacked and tattoos, and then they'll have their like 4-year-old daughter on their shoulders, and they're both like singing along and having a moment. And I feel like we give a cool show that like anyone could come to, and maybe you don't like all of our songs, but there's probably going to be a song that you enjoy. We have the heavy stuff, we have the lighter stuff, we have the emotional stuff. Like it really is something for everyone at the show. And we try to like when we're on stage, I want people to see the joy that we are experiencing. I really, I heard this thing about where at Astro World, apparently there was like this massive chaotic event. And the guy's like, well, I didn't notice. I didn't see. It's like, you didn't see the ambulance in the crowd, dude. Like I see when people are yawning, like if I notice someone's on their phone for too long, I'm like, look, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So it's like, I really want to be present. I really want to be, cause they're like, dude, tickets aren't cheap. Right. And people buy hotels, they buy flights, they take all this time out of their life to come support us. To just blow that off nonchalantly seems like so wrong.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, you mentioned you wanting people to see the joy sort of that y'all have on stage. I recommend everyone go watch the Albert Hall live show on YouTube, because like absolutely you guys can, or you can see it on your guys' face. You're just happy to be there. I watched that when it came out. It was so cool.
That was so fun. It's funny. I do these stretches, right? And so I'm like stretching, trying to loosen up. I'm 36, so I'm not like super young anymore. I'm not quite old yet, but getting there. And man, dude, I was like stretching my back right before we played that set, and I just felt like this little pop. You know what I'm talking about? And then it's like, dude, I'm stiff as a board. I'm locked up. And they're like, hey, we're recording this and it's gonna be online forever. So I'm not usually the guy, like I don't like to drink before I play. Like don't catch me after the set. We can slam some shots, but like I said earlier, I want to be present. I want to be aware. I don't think it's cool when musicians get like too fucked up on stage to play. Like, I don't think that's badass. But believe I took a healthy shot before I got like I took a healthy shot of whiskey.
Up the back a
I'm
bit.
like, I need something, guys.
So speaking of your drums, we read where you are endorsed by Vic Firth and Pearl Drums. How long has that been going on, and what's that relationship like with them?
Oh, I love those guys. I've been playing Vic Firth since I was in elementary school. It's they had the Vic Firth makes like, at the time, I'd like a lot of other companies make marching sticks now, but when I was in marching band when I was a kid, like the Vic Firth like Ralph Hardman series sticks, like the white marching sticks that everyone uses, that was like the industry standard. And so I just always associated Vic with like, no, these are the best. Like all of my favorite drummers play them. All the coolest drum lines are on Vic. I gotta play Vic. And so, yeah, I got that endorsement when I was in O Sleeper initially. And anytime I need anything, those guys are just, what do you need? Where do we send it?
Yeah. Amazing. Love it.
And then Pearl's been really cool. Those guys are they think about drums differently. Like I'm playing a Pearl reference series kit, and it's normally companies will design like the whole kit as like one instrument. Well, Pearl went like, well, you don't want your rack tom to sound like your snare drum, right? Those are two different drums. So why would you build them the same? And so they went through and designed each drum as its own specific voice. And it's like, I just throw heads on this thing, and it sounds like a studio recording. It's like, it's such a joy to play them.
Good. Love to hear it.
Nice. Yeah. I'm not a drummer, but I mean, those are two brands that I've heard great things about, forever, basically.
Absolutely.
So now I do want to go back to touring for 1 second. I love to ask every band this question. If you could tour with any band that's still, out there currently active, who would it be?
Oh man. I would love a Deftones tour. You know what I mean? Like you can't beat them. But Bring Me would be nuts. Sleep Token. I mean, that band's, they sold out an entire arena tour without announcing support. Like when have we even heard about, you know what I mean? That's crazy. But it's like one of those like rising tide lifts all ships situations. So yeah, any of those guys, honestly, like it wouldn't make sense at all, but like John Mayer, I would just, you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, I would just love
Do like
to
an
see that.
acoustic set. Yeah.
Totally.
I can see
Hell of a
that.
guitar player.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's unreal.
He plays with everyone.
I know you have like BB King being like, no, this guy's the man. It's like, what other kind of endorsement do you need? Like, he's the freaking man. But yeah, all of our any one of our peers would be amazing. You know, we haven't gotten to do any of the like the Bring Me the Horizon stuff, but it's definitely something on our radar. Like we'd jump at the chance for that. Yeah.
Well, you guys are going over to Europe with Motionless in White, right?
Yeah, it's next month.
So, well, and you know, Motionless in White, they're touring with Bring Me the Horizon, so it's not all that far off the way I see it.
Yeah,
we're slowly getting there, man.
Yeah,
it feels good.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, you guys got anything else?
No, I do want to say though before we get off here that we got to give a shout out to our quarterback, the Mox. He's dealing with some life right now. We just want to give him some love. He set all this up. Without him, none of this would be available. And this is his studio. He started from nothing, so we got to give love to the homie. And we just appreciate your time, man.
Oh yeah, we had to
shout out Mox.
Yes,
we had to call him about 4 minutes before this and get some things in line. But hey, we're here. We're good.
He hit us in the group text with all you got to do is, and then we get here and it's like panic mode. Open this.
No, it's easy. You just open the studio. You know.
Yeah. Hell yes.
Well, we appreciate your time today, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes.
Looking forward to it. Shoot me a DM when you guys get to the show. I'll say what's up.
Yeah, sounds good. Looking forward to New Sleeper too.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Y'all take care.
You too.
You as well.